You know what? You could build a huge palace and then burn it down, or buy a new car and hang it from a tree? Of course not. That's impossible. But honestly, can you manage a team like Leverkusen? The team that, with Alonso, made a huge breakthrough, put on the best football show in Germany, won the league, the cup, the Super Cup, and even reached the Champions League final? Then, in the second season, results got worse, but the team was still holding on. This year, everything changed. No, this isn't just a story. It actually happened. The coach took the whole team and left for Madrid. Almost the entire squad was gone. After Alonso, the players left. And then you ask yourself, what do we do now? Until the earthquake happened. Well, after 3 matches, he got fired. Yeah, imagine the guy came to lead the project and got fired after just 3 matches. So let's sit down, you and me, overlooking Leverkusen, and I'll tell you what's really going on. Let's go. Alonso's departure. Who is he? Didn't you know Alonso was leaving? The guy saw Leverkusen as a stepping stone, and it was clear it would last at most 2 or 3 years. Honestly, he made a huge success there. Since last summer, he's had strong offers from big clubs, but out of loyalty to the club and waiting for Real Madrid, he decided to say no and stick with them. And here you had a full season to prepare yourself for the post-coach phase, but that didn't happen. Nothing really happened, but there was this administrative disaster called Ten Hag, my friend. With all due respect, Ten Hag at United is mostly known for the fallout with Ronaldo, where he said the guy was slow and didn't defend. Then, after Ronaldo left, he brought in Figurist, who's even slower and barely knows how to play football. You gotta ask yourself, if I'm starting a project and get rid of a sluggish coach, shouldn't I bring in someone who can actually inspire the players to keep going with him? Or am I supposed to hire a coach who has no playing background, no charisma, and no big achievements? Some players have decided to leave just because the coach stayed, and this info is confirmed from inside the team, especially from Xhaka and Hincapié. Let me give you more proof that this move was a mistake, sacking the coach after just 3 matches, even though the season is long and there have been lots of changes. It's clear that many players had their reservations about him, so the management reacted before things got worse. Besides, Leverkusen looked terrible in the few games he coached there. It's normal to be patient if you believe in him, and no player will leave against your will, but the whole decision wasn't well thought out, and the result was an administrative disaster by hiring and then firing the coach so quickly. A new project, then firing the coach randomly. The planning is all over the place. Look, my friend, any team usually sells a few players every summer, especially if the team isn't financially strong and needs to boost its quality. Like selling 3 players for 100 million and then bringing in 5 or 6 players for the same amount, but with lower salaries. That's how it works. But Leverkusen, when they wanted to sell, first sold the key players in every position, literally every position. Get this, they sold their main goalkeeper, Lucas Hradecky, to Monaco for 3 million, right back Frimpong to Liverpool for 40 million, and then their center-back Jonathan Tah to Bayern Munich for free, Odilon Kosunu to Atlanta for 20 million, their third center-back, Hincapié, went to Arsenal on loan with an option to buy. They also sold Amin Adli to Bournemouth for 21 million, Xhaka to Sunderland for 15 million, and of course Wirtz to Liverpool for 125 million. So you've basically lost 7 key starters from the team without any hassle, and that number might go up since Palacios has an offer from Al Ahly Saudi and Boniface wants to leave. His deal with Milan fell through because of a medical issue. This means you're losing 9 players from the squad that included Alonso. It's clear you're not developing the team at all. You're actually tearing the whole project apart with no planning in the world. People say that the whole squad leaves all at once in one summer, along with the coach and the technical staff. You might say, wait a minute, isn't the management selling off to cash in on what Alonso built and get the highest possible money? I tell you, no way, my friend. Come to the next point that'll really convince you. Heavy buying. Look, this summer Liverpool broke their spending record and made the worst transfer mistakes in their history. They basically spent most of the money earned from selling players, and not a single player left without a young replacement coming in. And for good sums too. For example, they got Malik Tuliman for 35 million euros, and he's a replacement of Wirtz Konsa from Liverpool as a replacement for Jonathan Tah, 35 million euros. Elias Ben Skier at 32 million euros as a replacement for Amin Adli, Luke Paddy at 25 million euros replacing Heinkepi, Ibrahim Maza at 12 million euros as the team's future playmaker and a potential replacement if Wirtz leaves, Mark Flick at 11 million euros as a replacement for Hardski, and the team's main goalkeeper at 10 million euros as a replacement for Frembong. Abdullah Faye at 2.7 million euros as a replacement for Cosano, and Christian Cavani for 1.5 million euros if he actually decides to leave. They also signed 3 young players to add depth and build for the future. The transfer market is still open and more moves are expected. They made the deal before the transfer window closed, and they also made about 29 million euros from selling at home and spent 173 million on buying players. So, the deal didn't make money, not at all. They decided to completely overhaul the team, sell the whole squad, bring in a new one, and start a brand new project from scratch. It was a total management blunder by Leverkusen. They had reached a really good point, which is hard to get back to. Any successful project in the world needs to maintain that success by selling 1 or 2 players each summer and bringing in young replacements, with help from their scouting team. Then they stick with coaches who play the same style and follow their football philosophy to ensure stability both on and off the pitch. Something like, for example, in England with Brighton, there's no way they'd let 9 players leave at once, no matter how much money's offered. And there's no way they'd sign 11 players in one transfer window either. The solution isn't to tear the whole place down and rebuild it from scratch. Nope, the solution is to expand it gradually. Now, Leverkusen's management messed up big time and did things all over the place, my friend. The team's gonna need some time to gel and feel like a solid unit, kinda like back in Alonso's days. Like I said, they built a fancy palace and worked hard on it, but as soon as it was done, they set it on fire and that's it. Anyway, I'm waiting for you to drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so you don't miss any new stuff. Peace!